Far beyond the familiar stars of human space, in a quiet sector forgotten by most explorers, the small starship Odyssey drifted among asteroids and cosmic dust. Its mission was simple but dangerous: map the region and report any anomalies. The crew had prepared for months, expecting routine surveys and minor discoveries. They did not expect to find the impossible. Commander Lila Arvin sat in the captain's chair, her eyes scanning the starfield through the viewport. Space stretched endlessly, black and calm, dotted with distant suns. She tapped her fingers lightly on the armrest, her mind alert but restless. The crew had been in deep space for weeks. Supplies were stable, and communication with Earth was delayed by hours as usual. Everything was quiet. Too quiet. "Commander," said Ensign Dara Holt, her voice breaking the silence. "Sensors are picking up something large ahead." Lila turned, frowning at the console. "How large?" Dara's hands moved over the controls. "It's hard to tell. It doesn't match any known signature. It's big. Bigger than any freighter or transport we've scanned before." The ship hummed gently as it drifted closer. On the monitors, a faint silhouette appeared, a massive, hulking shape drifting among the stars. At first it looked like a wreck, abandoned for centuries. Its edges were jagged in places, and it reflected distant starlight like an old frozen monument. Lieutenant Torrin Kess, the engineering officer, joined them at the viewport. He rubbed his chin, examining the image. "That's old, really old. Look at the design. Nothing like this exists in current human or alien records. It doesn't even look functional." Lila narrowed her eyes. "Then why is it still there? No propulsion signature, no energy readings, yet it's intact. Almost too intact." Dara hesitated. "It's as if it's waiting." The crew exchanged uneasy glances. Lila finally gave the order. "Prepare a boarding shuttle. We're going in. Carefully. Stay alert. We don't know what we're dealing with." The shuttle detached from Odyssey and glided silently toward the mysterious ship. Its surface was blackened and scarred, as though it had endured centuries of cosmic storms. Strange patterns, almost like carvings or symbols, lined its hull. Yet some areas shimmered with faint light, as if hiding a secret. As the shuttle drew closer, an unexpected signal pierced the silence. A voice, soft, metallic, yet unmistakably human, whispered through the comm system. "Lila Arvin." The crew froze. Lila's heart skipped a beat. She stepped closer to the console. Did anyone else hear that?" Dara's eyes were wide. It said your name. That's impossible." Torrin frowned. "No comms in range." That voice came from the ship. The shuttle hovered above the landing bay. Slowly, Lila spoke into her mic. "This is Commander Lila Arvin of the Odyssey. We come in peace. Please respond." For a long moment, there was nothing but silence. Then, as if awakening from a long sleep, the ship's doors opened, slowly sliding apart, with a hiss that echoed in the vacuum. A glow of pale, white light spilled onto the shuttle as the airlock accepted them. The shuttle descended, docking carefully. The crew stepped out, and the interior of the starship stretched before them, vast, silent, and ancient. The walls were lined with panels of unknown metal, etched with symbols that shimmered faintly. Dust floated in the low gravity, sparkling, like tiny stars. Lila moved cautiously, her boots clicking softly. "Stay close, observe everything. We don't know if it's safe." Dara scanned the nearest wall. These symbols, some of them are letters, English letters, but old, very old. Torrin walked toward a console. "Power's barely on, but it's alive. Some kind of life, maybe an AI. It's responding to you, Commander." Lila frowned. "To me?" Before anyone could respond, the voice came again, clearer this time, resonating from the walls themselves. "Captain Lila Arvin, welcome back." The words were calm, almost familiar. Lila's hand froze mid-step. What? Captain? I've never. How does it know me? The crew exchanged alarmed looks. Dara whispered, It knows you, but why? How? Lila swallowed, taking a deep breath. It must be some kind of AI. It recognizes me for some reason. Stay alert. This ship is older than anything we've ever found. It's technology. It could be dangerous. As she spoke, lights along the walls flickered on, revealing a long corridor ahead. At the far end, a large chamber shimmered with a gentle blue glow. The ship seemed to guide them, not resist them. Torrin shook his head. This is impossible. No human ship has lasted this long without decaying completely. And yet, it's alive. Almost like it's waiting for someone. Lila moved forward, her eyes scanning the dimly lit hallway. And it found me. Inside the central chamber, the AI's core glimmered like a crystalline heart. It pulsed in rhythm, casting soft light across the room. The symbols on the walls seemed to move slightly, almost like they were alive. Then, in a voice that was both mechanical and gentle, it spoke, I have waited for a human, for one like you. The fleet, our mission, it must continue. Lila felt a shiver run down her spine. Fleet? Mission? What are you talking about? The AI's response was calm, but urgent. The war, the Guardians, humanity. You are the key. Come closer, Captain, you must remember, Dara whispered. Commander, what is happening? This is beyond anything recorded. Lila's mind raced. She had studied ancient human history and space exploration, but nothing could prepare her for this. An AI from a forgotten era, calling her a captain, speaking of wars and fleets she had never known. Torrin spoke quietly, his voice tinged with awe. Whatever this ship is, it knows humans, and it remembers. Maybe humans were more important than we realized. Lila took a steadying breath. Then we find out, carefully, this is why we came out here, to discover the unknown. Let's see what secrets it holds. As the crew moved deeper into the ship, the AI guided them with soft words. Follow the path. Learn the truth. Humanity must awaken. Every step felt heavy with history. Dusty corridors, silent control rooms, and empty observation decks stretched. Before them, each filled with relics of a long-lost time. The ship seemed enormous, far larger inside than its hull suggested. Every corner hinted at a story, every panel and display whispering of battles fought, and victories won long before the current age. Lila finally paused at a large observation window. Beyond it, stars glittered like diamonds. But there was something else, remnants of other starships, scattered debris, and ancient wrecks. The AI's voice came again, softer this time, almost a whisper in her mind. They came. They left. Only you remain. The weight of its words pressed on Lila's chest. The silence of space was different here. It was alive with memory, with echoes of something greater. She turned to her crew. We've found more than a ship. We've found history and a warning. Whatever this AI is, it has chosen to speak to me. We have to understand why. Dara's eyes shone with excitement and fear. Commander, do you think it's human? Not exactly, Lila replied. But it is connected to humans, to our past, and somehow it recognizes us. That alone makes it extraordinary. Torrin stepped closer to the glowing core. Extraordinary doesn't even begin to cover it. This ship, it's a bridge between us and something older, something we lost, something we might need to survive. Lila nodded slowly. Then we proceed carefully, learn what we can, protect each other, and be ready for anything. The AI pulsed again, its light bathing the chamber. The past awakens. The journey begins, Captain. And with those words, the crew felt it, a subtle vibration in the ship, as if it were breathing after centuries of sleep. The Starship had chosen them. And in doing so, it had chosen humanity to remember itself once more. As the crew of the Odyssey prepared to explore deeper, one truth was clear. The universe they knew was only the surface. Beneath it lay secrets older than any living being, and the first steps into those secrets had just begun. Little did they know their discovery would not remain quiet for long. The stars were watching, and the echoes of humanity's past were beginning to stir. The crew of the Odyssey had stepped cautiously into the heart of the ancient starship. Its halls were silent, save for the faint hum of power flowing through long-forgotten conduits. Dust floated like tiny stars in the dim light, and every surface shimmered with strange patterns that seemed almost alive. The AI's voice echoed softly, guiding them through the corridors. "Follow carefully," it said, its tone calm but firm. "The memories are fragile. Do not disturb them." Commander Lila Arvin led the way, her boots making soft clicks against the metal floor. Beside her, Ensign Dara Holt carried a scanner, its light flickering as it read the ship's strange systems. Lieutenant Torin Kess, always curious, examined the walls and consoles, marveling at the ship's engineering. "These symbols," Dara said quietly. "Some of them are letters, Old English letters, but not like anything we use now. It's almost like history written into the walls." Lila studied the symbols, trying to make sense of them. They were faintly glowing, shifting as if responding to her presence. "It's as if the ship is alive," she said softly. "And it's trying to tell us something." Torin moved toward a control panel, his fingers brushing over the cold metal. The console lit up under his touch, casting soft blue light across the room. "Power's low," he muttered. "But it's enough. These systems, they're ancient, yet functional. Who built this?" The AI's voice answered, calm and distant. "Humans, long before your current age. This ship served humanity in a time forgotten by most. You are the first in centuries to awaken it." Lila's eyes widened. "Humans built this? But nothing in our records mentions a fleet of ships like this." "Nothing. It was hidden," the AI replied. "History was lost. Humanity faced enemies it could not yet defeat. This fleet remained secret until the time came for it to awaken again." Dara's scanner beeped urgently. "Commander, there's an energy reading ahead. It's faint but active, like a chamber that is still alive." The crew moved toward the glow, stepping carefully over cables and debris. The corridor opened into a vast chamber, larger than any room Lila had seen before. At its center floated a glowing orb, suspended in midair by unseen forces. Panels of strange metal surrounded it, etched with symbols that pulsed with light. The AI spoke directly to Lila this time. "This is the memory core. It holds the records of the fleet, and it recognizes you, Captain. You are part of its awakening." Lila stepped closer, her hand instinctively reaching out. "Awakening me? I've never been a captain before. Not in this sense. Why me?" The orb pulsed gently, and the voice spoke again. "You are of human origin. Humanity carries something unique, a spark. The fleet waits for that spark to guide it. You have awakened it." Torin leaned closer, awe written across his face. "If what it's saying is true, humans once led fleets that shaped the galaxy, and we've forgotten. This is incredible." Dara nodded slowly. "But why did it hide itself? Why now?" "The enemies remain," the AI said softly. "They wait in the shadows. Humanity must remember before they return." Lila swallowed, feeling the weight of the ship's words. "Then we need to understand everything, carefully, step by step." The crew moved deeper into the chamber where holographic displays flickered to life. They showed star maps older than any current chart, fleets moving across galaxies long vanished, and battles fought in systems that no one now knew existed. "These are Human fleets, Toryn whispered. Our ancestors. They weren't just explorers. They were warriors, defenders of something much bigger than ourselves. Yes, the AI said. The war was not only for survival, it was for the protection of life. Humanity led it, not for conquest, but for the preservation of peace. Dara's fingers traced one of the star maps. Look at these coordinates. Many of them are in sectors we've never mapped. Some are destroyed or missing entirely. The AI answered. Yes, the enemies were powerful. They forced humanity to hide its presence. This ship was one of the last. Its purpose was to remember and to awaken the one who could guide it again. Lila's mind raced. So we're standing on the last piece of a fleet no one remembers, and it recognizes me as a leader. This is more than we can imagine. Suddenly, a soft vibration ran through the floor. The walls shivered with light, and the AI's voice grew urgent. Alert. They are coming. Others sense the awakening. You are not alone. The crew froze. Who? Lila asked sharply. Alien scouts, the AI said. They search for remnants of the fleet. They wish to destroy what remains. You must protect it. Protect it until the truth can be revealed. Toryn clenched his fists. We're outnumbered, way outnumbered. How can we possibly defend this place? The AI's glow pulsed stronger. The ship is powerful. Its systems can be restored, but only with guidance, only with you, Captain. Lila looked at her crew. Dara's eyes were wide with fear and wonder. Toryn's jaw was set, ready for action. She took a deep breath. Then, we guide it, carefully, step by step. We learn what it can do, and we defend it if necessary. The AI's light softened, almost like a sigh of relief. Good. Begin with the memory core. Learn what has been hidden. Humanity's story must awaken. Dara began scanning the core, her hands moving quickly over her device. Holograms flickered, showing starship designs, maps, and crew manifests of ships that had existed centuries before. Names of human captains appeared, most unfamiliar, some familiar only in legend. This is incredible, Dara whispered. These people, they were extraordinary, and the ship has preserved everything. Every battle, every strategy, every victory and loss. Toryn studied the designs. Some of these ships, their technology is far beyond anything we have now. Faster than light engines, shields, weapons, even healing systems we've never seen. How did humans achieve this? The AI spoke gently. Human ingenuity, courage, creativity. The spark of humanity is unique. You are proof of it. Lila felt a strange warmth in her chest. It's saying, we're special. That humans have always mattered, more than we thought. Yes, the AI said, and now you must continue. Learn, protect, and guide. Others are aware of your presence. They will come to claim what is lost. Suddenly, the ship shuddered, a deep vibration that ran through the floor. Red warning lights flashed briefly. The AI's voice grew urgent. They are near. Alien scouts, move quickly, activate defenses, prepare for confrontation. The crew exchanged tense glances. Lila's mind raced. We don't have enough weapons to fight an entire fleet, but maybe the ship can help. Toryn scanned for power cores. Dara, continue the memory download. We need all the information we can get. Toryn moved quickly, examining the walls. Power cores are ancient, but still functional. If we can link them to the ship's systems, we might awaken its full capabilities. Dara's eyes shone as she worked. The memory core is nearly complete. We can see the history, the secrets, everything humanity did in the past. And it's all tied to this ship. We've been chosen to know it. Lila took a deep breath, her mind clear despite the danger. Then we continue, step by step. Learn everything, and be ready for whatever comes. The AI pulsed brighter, almost like a heartbeat. Good, Captain. The past is waking, and the galaxy will notice. Outside, in the cold void of space, faint movements appeared, alien ships gliding silently toward the old starship. They had detected the awakening. They were curious, and they were dangerous. Inside, the crew of the Odyssey continued their work, unaware of the full scale of the approaching threat. They were only beginning to understand the legacy they had found. One thing was certain: humanity's past was alive, and now it had returned to remind the galaxy that humans were not to be ignored. The crew of the Odyssey had spent hours in the heart of the ancient starship. The memory core glowed softly, revealing secrets of a time long forgotten. Star maps, ship designs, and battle records flickered like holographic ghosts in the dim light. Each display told a story of human courage and ingenuity, of fleets that had moved through galaxies defending life and peace. Commander Lila Arvin stared at the images, her mind racing. All of this. Humans built these fleets? And we've forgotten? How is it possible that history erased itself so completely? The AI's voice was calm, resonating from every wall and panel. History is often lost when it must be hidden. Humanity's victories were too powerful for the enemies who survived. The fleet was hidden to protect it, and to protect humanity. Ensign Dara Holt traced her fingers across the holographic star maps. Look at these battles. These coordinates. Some of them are in systems we know are empty now. Planets destroyed, colonies vanished. The enemies were ruthless. Torin Kess leaned back, his eyes wide. And yet, humanity survived. Somehow we survived. Even though our fleets disappeared, our people endured. We adapted. We learned. And now, this ship remembers. The AI pulsed as if acknowledging Torin's words. Yes, humanity endured. That is why the fleet waits. That is why it recognized you, Captain. You carry the spark of those who commanded. Lila shook her head slowly, trying to absorb the weight of the revelation. So the ship, it isn't just a relic. It's a reminder. A message. And it wants us to remember and continue. Exactly, the AI replied. But there is danger. Others know of the fleet's awakening. Enemies of humanity, though ancient, still exist. They will seek to destroy what has returned. Dara's hands trembled, slightly as she continued scanning the memory core. Commander, these records, they mention alien civilizations. Some are known to us, some are not. And all of them feared humanity at one point. They called us the unexpected force. Lila's eyebrows rose. The unexpected force? Humans? That's hard to believe. We've always been considered explorers or traders, never a force feared across galaxies. That was a long time ago, the AI said. Your potential was underestimated. That underestimation is humanity's advantage. You must understand it, before others return to challenge you. Torin leaned closer to a holographic display showing the schematics of an ancient human starship. Look at this design. Faster than light. Engines, shields stronger than anything we have now, weapons designed for defense, not aggression. Humans weren't conquering, they were protecting. The AI's voice grew softer, almost reflective. Yes. Humanity fought not to dominate, but to preserve life. The fleet's purpose was to defend, to protect, to ensure survival. But the enemy was clever. They hid the records, erased memory, and waited. Time has passed. And now you awaken. Lila turned to her crew. So this ship, it recognizes me, yes. But it also recognizes the rest of humanity. And now, we have to prove ourselves worthy of that legacy. Dara nodded slowly. Commander, if the AI is correct, then we are standing on the remnants of a civilization far greater than we imagined. And the enemies, they might still be watching, waiting. Suddenly, a faint vibration shook the chamber. The AI's voice became urgent. They approach. Alien scouts have detected the awakening. They move swiftly. You must prepare. Lila's mind raced. We can't fight them head-on with our small vessel, but maybe the ship can help. Toryn, assess the ship's systems. Dara, continue downloading all memory data. We need every advantage we can get. Toryn's fingers flew over the ancient controls, analyzing power cores and hidden systems. The cores are ancient but functional. If we can link them to the ship's engines and shields, we might awaken its full capabilities. But we'll need precision. One wrong move, and the system could fail. Dara's eyes focused on the memory core. The data is nearly complete. It's incredible. Every strategy, every battle, every record of human courage, all preserved. This ship truly remembers everything. The AI's voice pulsed with intensity. Humanity's ingenuity is alive in you, Captain. Use it. Learn from the past. Adapt. Protect what remains. Lila swallowed, feeling the weight of responsibility. Then we proceed, carefully, one step at a time. As the crew worked, the first faint blips appeared on the Odyssey sensors. Alien ships, small at first, moving quickly through the void. Dara adjusted the scans. Commander, they're scouting. They know something has awakened. We need to act before they report us. Toryn looked at the ship's systems. We can activate the ancient shields. Minimal power, but enough to hold off. Small crafts. Weapons can be brought online, but we'll need full memory integration first. The AI pulsed brighter. Time is short. You must act now. Humanity's spark will guide the fleet. Lila nodded. All right. We activate shields. Begin memory download. Prepare for confrontation. Dara's fingers flew over the memory cores. Interface. Holographic lines of data flowed like rivers of light. The history of humanity's lost fleet, strategies, innovations, even personal logs of captains long gone, all were being transferred to the Odyssey's systems. Toryn worked on the ancient consoles, rerouting power from dormant cores to essential systems. Engines hummed softly, lights brightened along the corridors, and panels flickered as if waking from a deep sleep. The first alien scout approached. Its shape was sleek, dark, and unfamiliar. Sensors could barely identify it as a spacecraft, but its weapons glowed faintly. Commander, Dara said, her voice tight. They've detected us. They're preparing to attack. Lila's hands rested on the rail of the observation window. Then we show them that humanity is not forgotten. Toryn, activate shields. Dara, finish. Memory download. We have the advantage of history on our side. The AI pulsed with power, responding to their commands. The fleet awakens. You are its guide. Trust in your humanity. Trust in your courage. The shields flared to life, forming a shimmering barrier around the old starship. The alien scout fired, but its beams bounced harmlessly off the protective field. Dara's hands moved swiftly, completing the memory download. Holograms of long-lost human fleets appeared, projected into the chamber, as if bringing ancient ships to life. Toryn's eyes sparkled. The systems, and they're responding. The ship, it's alive, and it's following commands, not just mine, yours, Commander. Lila stepped forward, feeling the weight of responsibility settle onto her shoulders. Then we guide it. We learn from the past, and we prepare for the future. The alien scout withdrew, perhaps realizing it underestimated the awakening ship. But the AI's voice remained calm and firm. This is only the beginning. Others will come. Greater threats await. Humanity's spark must shine brighter than ever. Lila nodded, determination burning in her chest. Then we shine. Step by step, memory by memory. Humanity will remember, and we will be ready for whatever comes. The crew of the Odyssey continued their work, exploring the ship's vast interior, integrating the ancient systems with their own technology, and learning secrets long hidden. Outside, alien forces stirred, sensing that something extraordinary had returned to the void. Inside, the ship pulsed with light, memory, and life. Humanity's lost fleet was awakening, and its guide, the spark recognized in Lila Arvin, was ready to lead it once more. One truth became clear. The galaxy had forgotten humanity's greatness, but that greatness had not been lost. It waited, patient for the right moment to rise again. And that moment had arrived. The silence of space shattered as distant lights blinked on the Odyssey's sensors. Multiple alien fleets had arrived, moving in formation with precise coordination. Their ships were unlike anything the crew had encountered. Sleek, angular, and bristling with weapons. "Commander," Dara said, her voice tight with tension, "they're coming in fast. Scanners show dozens of vessels. They mean to stop us or take the Starship. We're outnumbered." Lila Arvin stood at the observation window, her gaze steady. "Then we show them that humans are not easily forgotten. Torin, how fast can we get the ship fully operational?" Torin's fingers flew over the ancient consoles. "Almost there. Shields are online. Weapons can be brought online with full memory. Integration. But we need to synchronize with the core. One mistake, and the systems might fail." The AI pulsed brightly, its voice clear and commanding. "You are ready, Captain. Trust in humanity's ingenuity. Guide the ship, and it will respond." Lila nodded, determination in her eyes. "Then we begin." The alien ships had already reached the outer perimeter. A few small fighters detached and approached, testing the old Starship's defenses. The first shots fired, and energy beams struck the shields, but bounced harmlessly off the shimmering barrier. "Shields holding," Torin said, relief in his voice. "They underestimated it." "Let them underestimate," Lila replied. "Humans have always used surprise to their advantage." Dara's hands moved rapidly across her console. Memory core is fully integrated now. The ship's systems are responding to commands. Weapons are ready. And they're adaptive. We can use them strategically, not just blindly. The AI's voice resonated through the chambers. "You have awakened. The fleet, Captain. Let your creativity guide it. Humanity's spark will shine." Lila took a deep breath, then activated the ship's weapon systems. The holographic display projected the positions of enemy fighters. "Torin, aim for their engines first, disabling them without destruction if possible. Dara, coordinate with shields to absorb and redirect their energy. We fight smart, not reckless." Torin nodded, fingers flying over the controls. The ancient starship hummed as systems awoke fully. Weapons glowed with blue energy. Shields pulsed in rhythmic waves, and the ship itself seemed alive, responding to Lila's commands. The first alien fighter fired again, its beam striking the shield. The energy deflected, and the ship's weapons automatically recalculated trajectories. With precise timing, a pulse of energy disabled the fighter's engine without destroying it. It drifted harmlessly away. Dara's eyes widened. It learned. The ship is adapting to our tactics in real time." "Of course it is," Lila said, a small smile breaking her tension. "Humans built this to adapt, to survive, to think ahead. That's what makes us unique." The next wave of alien fighters approached, but the ship's adaptive systems were ready. Pulses of energy disabled engines, redirected attacks, and created openings for countermeasures. Each maneuver showed the crew how powerful the ancient technology truly was, and how it responded to human ingenuity. Outside, the alien fleet hesitated, realizing that this was not an ordinary vessel. Their attacks grew more cautious, more strategic, but the Odyssey's ancient ship moved with grace, shields shimmering, weapons firing only when necessary. Torin glanced at Lila, awe in his eyes. "I've never seen anything like this. It's like the ship is alive, and it trusts you." Lila's voice was calm but firm. "It is alive, Torin, and it recognizes humanity's spark. We just have to guide it carefully." The first larger vessels of the alien fleet began to approach. These ships were heavily armed, designed for battle, not scouting. The AI pulsed urgently. "Greater threats approach. Captain, you must awaken more of the ship's defenses. You are the key." Lila nodded. "Dara, initiate full defensive protocols. Torin, reroute additional power to shields and weapons. We hold them off while we find a solution." The ship responded like a living creature. Energy flowed through circuits that had been dormant for centuries. Shields expanded, forming protective barriers around the Odyssey's shuttle and the ancient Starship. Weapons powered up, glowing softly, ready to defend. The alien ships fired again. This time, the energy beams were met with adaptive countermeasures. Shields absorbed, redirected, and reflected attacks, while weapons disabled engines and neutralized fighters without unnecessary destruction. Dara's voice trembled with excitement. It's incredible. The ship is thinking, adapting, learning. From us, it's not just a weapon, it's alive. The AI's voice pulsed with approval. This is humanity's gift, Captain. Creativity, ingenuity, courage. Use it wisely. Lila gave her orders calmly. Target systems, not lives. Disable, redirect, outmaneuver. We fight smart, not reckless. The crew worked together, their trust in each other and the ship growing. Each command from Lila was followed by precise action. The alien fighters faltered, unable to predict the adaptability of the ancient starship. One alien vessel attempted to flank the ship. Storym calculated the trajectory quickly. I've got it. Redirect shields and fire a pulse to disable their engines. The pulse fired, striking the alien ship. Its engines sputtered, leaving it drifting harmlessly into space. Dara's hands flew over the console, stabilizing shields and reinforcing weak points. It works. Every attack they make, the ship adapts. The larger alien vessels hesitated, scanning, trying to understand the unexpected response. Lila's mind raced. We can't keep them off forever. We need to find the center of their fleet and create a diversion. If we can break their formation, we have a chance. Storym nodded. I can program a sequence of adaptive pulses. It could confuse their targeting systems long enough for us to escape or counterattack. Do it, Lila said firmly. We're human. We improvise. That's how we survive. The pulses fired, a dazzling display of energy that danced across space. The alien fleet's coordination faltered, their systems overwhelmed by the adaptive responses of the ancient starship. Small ships collided, others were forced to retreat, and for a moment, the tide turned in favor of the humans. The AI pulsed with pride. Well done, Captain. Humanity's spark guides the fleet. The enemy underestimates you, but they will learn. Lila's voice was steady. We survive, we learn, and we adapt. That's what humans do. Storym, prepare the engines for a controlled maneuver. We move toward the central fleet. Dara coordinate shields and weapons to support every step. The alien fleet regrouped, realizing the humans were more capable than expected. They formed a tighter formation, but the ancient starship moved with precision, anticipating their strategies. Every action by Lila and her crew was met with perfect adaptation by the ship. For hours, the battle continued, a dance of strategy, technology, and human courage. The alien forces were relentless, but the humans showed ingenuity, creativity, and fearlessness. The ship responded to every decision, every command, every instinct. Finally, the tide began to turn decisively. The alien fleet, frustrated and confused by the unpredictable tactics, began to retreat. One by one, their ships fell back into the void, realizing that this was no ordinary human vessel. The AI's voice pulsed, calm and proud. The threat is diminished, Captain. Humanity's spark shines brightly. The fleet recognizes your leadership. Lila took a deep breath, relief and determination mixing in her chest. This is only the beginning. They will return. But now we know. Humanity's ingenuity, courage, and creativity, that is our true strength. Storym exhaled, a rare smile breaking across his face. I've never been more proud to be human. That was incredible. Dara nodded, her hand still on the controls. We survived. But more importantly, we showed them that humans cannot be underestimated. The AI pulsed once more, softly this time. Remember this, Captain. Humanity endures because it adapts, because it learns, because it cares. The fleet will guide you. The galaxy will notice. And this is only the beginning of your journey. Lila looked out at the stars, her mind already planning the next steps. We've won today, but tomorrow we prepare, we learn, and we continue. Humanity has awakened a legacy, and we will honor it. The alien fleets had retreated, but the threat remained. The ancient starship pulsed with life, ready to protect and guide its new human captain. The crew of the Odyssey had proven their courage, creativity, and ingenuity, true hallmarks of humanity. And in the quiet after the battle, the stars seemed to shine a little brighter. The galaxy had remembered humanity's spark, and the story was far from over. The void of space lay calm again, but the crew of the Odyssey knew it would not last. The alien fleets had retreated, but the galaxy was vast, and whispers of the ancient starship's awakening would soon reach far corners. Commander Lila Arvin stood on the observation deck watching distant stars glimmer. Behind her, the ship pulsed with quiet life, almost as if it were breathing. "This ship," Lila said softly, "is more than just metal and circuits. It's alive. It remembers. And it trusts us." Ensign Dara Holt looked over her shoulder at the glowing memory core. "It's incredible. Every record, every battle, every strategy, all preserved. It's like we're seeing the soul of humanity itself." Lieutenant Torrin Kess leaned against a console, awe in his eyes. "And now we're part of it. This is more than discovery, this is legacy." The AI's voice resonated softly, calm and wise. "Captain, the fleet is fully awakened. Humanity's spark shines brightly. You have proven its value. The galaxy will notice." Lila nodded, determination in her eyes. "Then we use it wisely. The battles we fought today, they showed us our potential. But the story doesn't end here. We have to prepare for what comes next." Dara scanned the memory core. "The records show more than battles. They show how humans cooperated, built alliances, and protected life across galaxies. We've always had the capacity for greatness. We just forgot." Torrin's voice was thoughtful. "And now we remember. We've seen what humans are capable of when courage and creativity meet knowledge. This ship, it's not just a tool. It's proof." The AI pulsed, brighter than ever. Proof that humanity matters. Proof that courage, ingenuity, and compassion are unmatched. Your choices, Captain, guide the fleet. You carry the spark of those who built it long ago." Lila took a deep breath, feeling the weight of responsibility settle on her shoulders. "Then, we continue. Not just to survive, but to learn, to guide, and to protect. Humanity must remember itself, and the galaxy must respect that." The ship's systems hummed with power. Torrin and Dara worked in unison, bringing engines and weapons online fully. Ancient technology merged with their modern systems, creating a vessel more powerful and capable than anything in known space. Every console, every display, every weapon responded to their commands seamlessly. Outside, distant stars stretched endlessly, but faint blips appeared on the sensors. Alien scouts, curious, cautious, and wary, watched the awakening ship. They tested the fleet's defenses with small maneuvers, but the ancient vessel reacted perfectly. Shields glowing, weapons ready, adaptive systems responding instantly. Lila's voice was calm but firm. "We're not here to start wars. We defend, we protect, and we learn. Torrin, keep systems adaptive. Dara, maintain memory integration. We show them that humans are not to be underestimated." The alien scouts hesitated, scanning. They had learned something new. The humans were not ordinary. The ship was not ordinary. Together they were unpredictable. And unpredictability was a human strength that no enemy could fully calculate. The AI pulsed brighter, its voice filled with quiet pride. "Humanity's spark guides the fleet. Use it wisely. Lead with courage. Inspire with wisdom." Lila nodded. "We will." Hours passed as the crew explored more of the ship, integrating knowledge, understanding systems, and learning from the memory core. They discovered hidden chambers filled with archives of human achievement, maps of forgotten worlds, and even records of interactions with civilizations long vanished. Every corner of the starship spoke of ingenuity, courage, and the relentless drive to survive and protect. Dara paused at one section of the ship. "Commander, these records, they're not just about battles. They show humans solving impossible problems, building alliances, and protecting life even when it seemed hopeless. We've always had this in us. We just forgot." Lila's eyes softened. "And now we remember. We have to carry that forward. Not for glory, but for duty, for the galaxy, for humanity." Torrin adjusted the controls for the engines, preparing for a test run. "The ship is fully responsive now. We could travel anywhere, face almost any challenge. It's ready. But so are we." Outside, the alien scouts retreated farther, recognizing that these humans were no ordinary crew. The legends whispered in their worlds about a hidden force of humans were not exaggerations. These humans were the heirs of that force, guided by a ship that had survived centuries to prove their worth. Leela took a deep breath and stepped to the command console. Her hands rested on the controls, feeling the energy of the ship respond to her presence. "We test the engines," she said. "We chart new paths. We explore not just to survive, but to remember, to learn, and to inspire." The ship pulsed, almost eagerly. Engines hummed to life, filling the corridors with vibration and light. The shields shimmered in response to the power surge, and the adaptive systems recalibrated perfectly. Humanity's lost fleet had awakened, not as a weapon of conquest, but as a beacon of ingenuity and courage. As the Odyssey and the ancient starship moved in synchronized patterns through the void, the AI spoke with a gentle certainty. "Captain, the galaxy has witnessed your courage. The legacy of humanity is no longer forgotten. You carry the spark of those who came before, and this spark will endure." Lila looked out at the stars, feeling the weight of her role but also the pride of her people. "Then we continue," she said quietly. "Step by step, memory by memory, choice by choice. We honor those who came before. We guide those who will come after. Humanity will endure, and the galaxy will know it." Dara smiled, her voice full of awe. "Commander, we've done more than survive. We've proven that humans are capable of greatness, and this ship, it proves it too." Torrin leaned against a console, exhaustion and wonder mixing in his expression. "I never imagined I'd see this. We're standing on the legacy of centuries, and then we're part of it. Humanity's spark is alive in us." The AI pulsed softly, almost like a heartbeat. "Yes, Captain. You and your crew carry the spark forward. You are proof that humanity matters, and the story has only just begun." Lila took a deep breath, her gaze fixed on distant stars. "Then we chart a course for the unknown. We carry our past with us, and we face the future with courage. Humanity is ready, and so are we." The alien scouts, once cautious and aggressive, had disappeared into the distance. The galaxy had taken notice of the awakening. Legends of forgotten fleets, human ingenuity and courage were no longer myths. They were reality. And at the center of it all, a crew of ordinary humans guided an extraordinary ship, proving that the spark of humanity could not be extinguished. The AI pulsed one last time in that chamber, its voice soft and proud. "Captain, the fleet will protect, guide, and inspire. Humanity's story is alive once more. Lead wisely, and the galaxy will remember." Lila placed her hand firmly on the controls. "We will, not just for us, not just for today, but for every human who came before and every human who will come after. The galaxy will know the spark of humanity, and it will endure." The Odyssey and the ancient starship moved together into the unknown, a new chapter of humanity beginning among the stars. Planets, civilizations, and distant suns awaited discovery. The galaxy had forgotten humanity's greatness, but that forgetfulness was over. As the stars stretched endlessly before them, Lila looked at her crew and said quietly, This is our legacy. We carry it forward, and we will not fail. The AI pulsed in agreement. No, Captain. Humanity will not fail. The spark shines brightly, and it will guide the fleet and the galaxy into a new era. The journey had only begun. The lost fleet had awakened. The humans had proven their courage, ingenuity, and resilience, and the universe had remembered. Humanity was alive. Humanity was powerful. Humanity had returned, and the stars themselves seemed to shine a little brighter.